I was watching TV in the living room with my in-laws when suddenly, the sound of the front door opening startled us. Wayne Johnson had come home. It was surprising because he had rarely been coming home lately, but the next moment, Wayne's rough voice could be heard. "How long are you going to leech off my parents? Just because I'm not here? You think you can do whatever you want in this house? Get out." Wayne began to grab my personal belongings that were visible and started throwing them all away. My precious photos, books, and even the cup I was using were slammed onto the floor one after another. His parents tried to stop him, but Wayne wouldn't listen and continued to hurl insults. "Don't be fooled by this ugly woman." I couldn't take it anymore and quietly opened my mouth. "Then I'll leave." At my words, the in-laws and Alex looked at me in surprise and anxiety. The in-laws couldn't believe it either. Wayne would not have his way, and I would never betray my family like he does. As I vowed this in my heart, I looked at the anxious faces of the three and smiled gently. "My name is Candace Johnson, 45 years old. Born an only child in an ordinary family, I was cherished and loved by my parents. However, I am not particularly attractive. I had never had a lover as an adult and had been single. Reflecting on my past, I recalled the path I had walked. When my parents' friends started talking about grandchildren, I was still alone. One day, both my parents died together in a traffic accident, leaving me utterly alone. I resigned myself to remaining single. Yet, I didn't want to be an embarrassment to my parents, so I worked hard every day and led a fulfilling life. 2 years ago, my life took a turn. I had helped a woman named Grace who had fallen and injured herself on the street. Grace took a liking to me and asked me to have a matchmaking meeting with her son, Wayne. I initially refused, but after she insisted, I reluctantly agreed. I thought they would reject me, but if it satisfied Grace, I was willing to meet just once. That was how I met my husband, Wayne. "Nice to meet you, I'm Morris Johnson." Wayne Johnson. "My mother has been in your care. I look forward to working with you today." Wayne appeared to be a solid man. Although he was 5 years younger than me, he didn't seem childish. Wayne had married young at 30 and divorced after 4 years. Since then, he had been raising his son, Alex, with his parents. I had no intention of marrying, but as I listened to him, I felt a wave of sympathy. He even seemed pitiful. And hearing that I had helped his unknown mother, Wayne expressed a desire for me to consider becoming Alex's mother. I was surprised by the sudden proposal, but I didn't have a bad impression of him. Grace and her husband, my father-in-law, were both very nice people. I dreamed of being a mother like mine, and this marriage, where I could be Alex's mother, was not a bad condition. Thinking I might otherwise remain single forever, I decided to try marriage just once. I don't know if I can be a good mother to Alex, but if I'm acceptable, then yes, I replied, and the in-laws were delighted, and the marriage was quickly arranged. Given our ages, Wayne decided against a big wedding ceremony. I had a slight longing for a wedding dress, but I went along with Wayne's decision. "We don't need to do anything special." That's right, I'm not young anymore, and I'm not beautiful either. Though it was my own suggestion, I made a self-deprecating remark which Wayne laughed at. "True, you're not exactly the age for a dress, haha." Wayne's words were shockingly blunt, but I knew it was true. And it was a consequence of my own actions. However, since we started living together, Wayne frequently made derogatory comments about my appearance. "I married you because I'm also divorced in this age. But if I were younger, I definitely wouldn't have chosen you." even saying things like his ex-wife was strong-willed and bad-tempered but not unattractive. It was shocking, but it was unavoidable now that we were family. Grace and my father-in-law scolded Wayne whenever he said such things to me. That was the greatest relief. At first, Alex was wary of me, but gradually he began to call me Mom, and he became dear to me. However, Wayne seemed displeased that the family had accepted me. When I overheard him on the phone after a work conversation, he was complaining. Mom's nagging me to remarry. And Alex will soon be taking middle school exams and entering puberty. Eventually, the parents will need care too. And having a mother around would mean I can dump all the annoying stuff on her. But I really can't stand her face. Hearing this, I understood the real reason Wayne had accepted the matchmaking. It didn't matter who it was, he just needed someone to fulfill the role of a wife. Whatever the circumstances, I was a wife to my in-laws and a mother to Alex. I thought it best to keep a reasonable distance from Wayne, and to not be disliked even if not liked. Life after marriage was more peaceful and enjoyable than I had expected. I continued working, and preparing meals for the family was also a pleasure. Grace helped with the cleaning and laundry, making household chores run smoothly. Mom, can you make lasagna? Grandma doesn't know how to. One day, Alex made such a request. Grace also said, I've never had such a dish, so it would be helpful if you made it, Mrs. I immediately replied, understood, then I'll make it this Saturday. Look forward to it. Yay! Alex's happy voice naturally made me smile. That night, I told Wayne about it when he came home. Alex was really happy. I've never made lasagna before, but I hope it'll be okay. Lasagna is just pasta with tomato sauce on top. Anyone can make it. Wayne's words had a bit of a sting, but I didn't mind. Above all, I was happy that the family had accepted me. You really fit into the family quickly, Wayne said with a smile. Everyone's so kind, and it's really fun. I answered, and Wayne's expression darkened slightly. Then quit your job. It's cruel to make Mom do the housework. I was taken aback by the suggestion. Work was essential for me to survive, and even though I was married, I couldn't know when I might be told we were divorcing. It was like insurance. But quitting my job? What? It's not like the company can't run without you. You're just a clerk after all. Unable to argue against Wayne's words, I finally decided to resign from my job. As a full-time housewife, my family was pleased. Seeing their reaction, I realized that I had continued working not because I wanted to, but because I was anxious about quitting. Satisfied with the increased time spent with my family, I dedicated myself to my duties as a housewife. For about 2 years, my relationship with the family was good. However, I never felt a moment of love from Wayne. On the contrary, he had recently started coming home less and less. And Alex occasionally looked at the clock with a look of loneliness, probably waiting for Wayne. Is it my fault? I sometimes thought, but my in-laws comforted me, saying, You don't have to think that way. Whenever I contacted Wayne, he only said, I'm busy, so I'm staying at the company. Eventually, Wayne also stopped contributing his salary to the household. My in-laws and I contacted him multiple times, but Wayne ended the calls with just, I'm busy with work. Soon, the family stopped talking about Wayne. Half a year later, on a day we were celebrating my father-in-law's birthday with steak, Wayne returned home after a long absence. My mother-in-law coldly stated, Look who's decided to come home. It was no surprise since Wayne had not even contacted us for a month. What's with that tone? I've been busy with work. Sorry, we only prepared food for 4. When I said it, Wayne scoffed, looking at the table. Steak, huh? Eating quite the luxury. And you're not even working. But you told me to quit. I replied. Don't talk back. And that bag wasn't here before, was it? Angry that he was not welcomed, Wayne turned red, grabbed my bag, and threw it out of the window. My mother-in-law tried to stop him, but Wayne was unstoppable. He took my personal items that were in sight and began throwing them all away, my parents' photos, books, even the cup I was using. Wayne's anger did not subside. He brought my clothes from the bedroom and threw them out of the window as well. After throwing all my belongings into the yard, Wayne said with a triumphant look, "How long are you going to leech off my parents? Just because I'm not here, you think you can do whatever you want in this house? Get out." As Wayne continued to throw my belongings and spew insults, I could no longer endure it. My in-laws also tried to stop their son's rampage, but he was not listening. "Don't be fooled by this ugly woman." Wayne's words pierced me. When I quietly said, "Then I'll leave," my in-laws' faces showed surprise, and Alex looked up anxiously. I vowed in my heart never to betray my family like Wayne, and I smiled gently. "I'm sorry, Candace." Grace apologized with a look of remorse. But I shook my head, indicating that I didn't blame my in-laws. "Wayne, enough. Apologize to Candace." My father-in-law yelled, but Wayne continued to ignore him and spewed more insults. I decided to leave. "Father, Mother, I'm leaving." But this doesn't mean Wayne gets his way. My in-laws looked at me in disbelief. I looked back at them and Alex and smiled gently. "I really am sorry, Candace. I never intended to raise him to be like this." Grace tearfully apologized. "Mother, I'm fine. Please don't be upset." I responded gently, but inside, I was swirling with anger and disappointment towards Wayne. That night, I quietly began packing my bags. My in-laws and Alex offered to help, but I declined, wanting to do it alone. I still felt attached to my family, but I could no longer endure Wayne's verbal and physical abuse. "Mom, are you really leaving?" Alex asked anxiously. "Yes, Alex. But I love you, and we can always see each other." I hugged Alex and said this. Although he looked like he was about to cry, he nodded. The next day, I left the house early in the morning. My in-laws and Alex were still asleep, but I left without saying goodbye, as Wayne had told me to leave. I had no reason to stay. To start a new life, I looked for my own apartment and stayed with a friend for a while. I didn't know what my future held, but at least I wanted to regain some peace of mind, free from Wayne's insults. A few days later, Wayne called, but I ignored it. I had no interest in listening to his words. I kept in touch with my in-laws and Alex, caring about them. My in-laws continued to feel guilty towards me and repeatedly asked me to come back. But I refused. As long as I was with Wayne, I would face the same problems again. Alex looked lonely, but I encouraged him, saying, "We can always meet." I vowed to continue being his mother, but that could only be realized away from Wayne. As my new life began, I slowly resumed working and started living independently. Mixed feelings of regret and relief about my marriage to Wayne lingered. But I was determined to move forward. I regularly met with my in-laws and Alex, maintaining our relationship. While it was clear that my relationship with Wayne was irreparable, my bond with my in-laws and Alex remained strong. One day, Grace called. "Candace, how are you?" Yes, Mother. Thank you. I'm getting used to it a bit. That's good, but don't push yourself. Call me anytime if you need anything. I was filled with gratitude for Grace's warm words. She was like a real mother to me, and her support helped me move forward. Alex also called occasionally, concerned about me. Mom, are you doing okay? Are you eating properly? I'm fine, Alex. Don't worry. And you, focus on your studies. Yeah, I miss you, Mom. I was pained by Alex's honest feelings, but I looked forward to the days we could meet. His presence was a support for my heart, and I was determined to cherish our bond. Meanwhile, Wayne's attitude remained unchanged. He often called to either plead for reconciliation or yell. However, I never responded to his calls and made an effort not to be influenced by his words. One day, Grace and my father-in-law visited me. They were concerned about my living alone and brought some groceries and daily necessities. Candace, here's a little something. Thank you, Father, Mother. This really helps a lot. They showed unwavering affection towards me, and I expressed my gratitude to them. With the support of my in-laws, I was able to continue my new life without feeling lonely. Don't overdo it, Candace. You can always come back. I smiled in response to my father-in-law's words. Thank you. But right now, I think it's important for me to stand on my own 2 feet. As my warm relationship with my in-laws continued, I gradually began to regain my confidence. One day, after Alex returned from school, he called me. Mom, I wrote an essay at school today. Really? What did you write about? About you. I wrote that you're working hard for me, so I want to work hard too. Tears spilled from my eyes at Alex's words. I was moved by his kindness and strength, and it motivated me to work even harder. That evening, I invited my in-laws and Alex to my apartment for a modest dinner. Spending time with everyone after a long while was the happiest moment for me. Mom, come and visit again, Alex said as he hugged me. Of course, Alex. That night, I reaffirmed the love of my family and gained the strength to move forward knowing I had their support. A new life had begun, and hope was sprouting in my heart. I cherished the bond with my in-laws and Alex and resolved to live strongly. Months into my new life, I continued to live alone in my apartment and gradually got accustomed to my job. Although my life was stabilizing, the past incidents with Wayne always lingered in my mind. One day, I invited my in-laws and Alex to my apartment. Their visits were always a joy, and spending time with my family was of utmost importance. While we dined together, I resolved something in my heart. Candace, are you doing well? My father-in-law kindly asked. Yes, Father. Thanks to you, I'm getting used to it gradually. That's good. But don't overdo it. Call us anytime if you need anything. Touched by Grace's warm words, I was filled with gratitude. That evening, I decided to share my thoughts with my in-laws and Alex. Actually, I've been thinking about quitting my job and having more free time. My in-laws and Alex looked at me in surprise. What do you mean, Candace? My father-in-law asked. While my current job is stable, honestly, since everything that happened with Wayne, I haven't been able to sort out my feelings. I've started to think that I need to take better care of myself. If that's the case, we'll support you, Grace said with a smile. Thank you, Mother. Alex, do you understand too? Alex looked a bit puzzled but nodded. Yeah, if it makes you happy, Mom, I'm happy too. Tears almost spilled from my eyes at Alex's words. His kindness soothed my heart. "Hey, I've been thinking about something," Grace began. "What is it?" "Why don't we live together again? This time without Wayne." "Really?" "Yes, because he hardly comes home anymore. And Alex always seems happier when he's with you, Candace. I want to live with Mom again." "Thank you." Thus, I decided to resign from my job and live in a new home with my in-laws and Alex. Later, I submitted my resignation at work. My boss was surprised but respected my decision. Now, I aim to use my time for myself and regain peace of mind. "Mom, I'm excited about moving to the new house," Alex said with innocent enthusiasm. "Yes, Alex. Let's create wonderful memories in our new home." As the moving day approached, we were busy preparing. Grace and my father-in-law actively helped, and the house was filled with moving boxes. "Candace, this is the last box," my father-in-law said as he carried out a large cardboard box. "Thank you, Father. You've really been a great help." On moving day, we arrived at our new home and started our new life. The new house was spacious and had a bright atmosphere, which we all liked. Alex was thrilled with his new room. "Mom, my room is so big. I can't wait to invite my friends over." "Yes, Alex. Invite your friends over and have a great time in our new home." After the move, we toured the new house together. The kitchen, living room, garden, each place symbolized our new life. Grace smiled contentedly. "Candace, I'm sure you'll have a happy life in this house." "Yes, Mother. Let's all work together as a family from now on." That evening, we shared our first dinner in the new house. The table was lined with dishes I had prepared with love, and everyone enjoyed the meal with smiles. "Mom, this food is really delicious." Alex's words made me happy. "Thank you, Alex. I tried extra hard because it's our first meal in the new house." Grace and my father-in-law also enjoyed the food, and we all shared a happy time together. Days after the move, we adjusted to the new environment. Alex started attending a new school and seemed to have made many friends. I enjoyed my daily life in the new house, managing household chores and cooking. One day, Alex came home from school, visibly excited. "Mom, I made a new friend at school today." "That's wonderful, Alex. What's he like?" "He's a very kind kid, and we've made plans to play together. I'm thinking of inviting him over to our house next time." "That sounds fun. I'm happy you're making new friends." "Mom, what were you doing today?" "I went to a cooking class. I learned some new recipes, so let's cook together next time." "I'm looking forward to it." Alex's innocent smile naturally made me smile too. Our relationship was deepening, and our bond had become my strength to live. Meanwhile, all contact with Wayne had completely ceased. His absence from my life lightened the burden in my heart. However, his words occasionally haunted me, and each time, the support of my in-laws and Alex saved me. I was determined to cherish the bond with my family and to walk a new path in life. I realized that valuing myself and pursuing my own happiness were the most important things. Step by step, I was regaining my peace of mind. One day, I decided to go to the park with Alex. The autumn sun was pleasant, and the leaves were beautifully colored. We sat on a park bench and enjoyed a picnic. "Mom, this lunch is so delicious." I smiled at Alex's happy voice. "Thank you, Alex. I made an extra effort today." We talked about various things while eating, including school and friends. Alex shared his school life and dreams, and I listened joyfully to his growth. When I grow up, I want to be good at cooking like you, Mom. I was moved by his words. That's a wonderful dream. I'll support you. Let's cook together next time. After our meal, we enjoyed a walk in the park, savoring the autumn scenery. Seeing Alex's smile warmed my heart, and I cherished our time together the most. When we returned home, Grace and my father-in-law warmly welcomed us. Dining with the entire family had become our routine. "How was your day, Candace?" Grace asked kindly. "We went to the park. Alex and I had a picnic and a fun time." "That's wonderful. Alex looks happy too." My father-in-law nodded and smiled. That night, enveloped in the warmth of my family, I felt at peace. The painful events of the past were gradually fading, and the bonds with my family here and now were sustaining me. The next day, I decided to join Grace in a cooking class. We had fun learning new recipes together. After the class, we sat in a cafe and talked about family and the future. "Thank you, Candace. Having you with us really helps." Grace expressed her gratitude. "Mother, I'm thankful too. Spending time with your husband and Alex is what supports me the most." We shared our feelings and deepened our bonds. The everyday life with my family healed my heart and helped me regain a positive outlook. One day, Alex mentioned that he had a home economics assignment from school. "Mom, will you help me with my cooking homework?" "Of course, Alex." "What are we making?" "We're making cookies. I want to use your recipe." I was delighted by his request. "Then let's make cookies together. It'll be a fun time." We stood in the kitchen and started making cookies together. Alex followed the recipe carefully, meticulously managing each step. I supported him and enjoyed the process together. "Mom, the cookies are ready." The cookies that came out of the oven looked delicious. We tasted them together, and our smiles widened at their flavor. "I'm going to bring these to school to share with everyone. They'll surely love them." "You did a great job, Alex." As our new life progressed smoothly and our family bonds deepened, I treasured the time with Alex more than anything, and watching him grow was my greatest joy. However, tranquility was soon disrupted. One day, while we were relaxing in the living room, the doorbell rang. Standing at the door was Wayne. "What do you want, Wayne?" Startled by my calm voice, Wayne hesitated but soon began to speak. "I didn't know you guys moved here." "Don't take my family away without asking." I responded calmly. "No matter what you say, we've decided to start a new life. We can't go back to the past." "You're saying that, but you stole my family from me." Wayne shouted angrily, but I remained unfazed. "Wayne, we just chose a new life. You should reevaluate your own life as well." At my words, Wayne fell silent, unable to respond. I watched his back as he left, feeling once again that this was our new beginning. Life in our new home was going well, and all of us felt happy. Together with my in-laws and Alex, I looked forward to the future with optimism. The bond with my family supported me and gave me the strength to overcome any difficulties. However, the conflict with Wayne became unavoidable. Irritated that we were leading a new life, he was trying to stir up trouble again. One day, as I was picking up Alex from school, Wayne suddenly appeared in front of our house. His face was filled with anger, and his eyes harbored hatred. "Who do you think you are, taking my family away like that?" Wayne yelled at me and tried to pull Alex away. Alex froze in shock and fear, but I tried to remain calm. "Wayne, we chose to leave you. Please stay out of our lives. Not get involved? You took my family." Wayne's anger did not subside, and I moved to protect Alex. My in-laws were confused by Wayne's behavior and attempted to talk to him. But he would not listen. "You all betrayed me." Wayne began to rampage and tried to force his way into our home. At that moment, my father-in-law stood up to stop him. "Wayne, enough. Hurting your family is not acceptable." However, Wayne refused to listen and continued his tirade. My mother-in-law cried as she tried to stop him, but his anger was relentless. "Wayne, stop it already. I never thought you would do such a thing." Despite Grace's screams, Wayne continued to rampage in front of us. Alex clung to me, starting to cry. "Mom, I'm scared." I held Alex tightly, desperate to protect him. At that moment, I decided to call the police and pulled out my cell phone to report the incident. When the police arrived, Wayne was arrested, and we finally regained our safety. However, the incident left deep scars in our hearts. Facing Wayne's anger and violence, every member of our family was deeply wounded. That night, the whole family gathered in the living room to talk quietly. "I'm really sorry that things turned out this way, Candace," my father-in-law said apologetically. "Father, Mother, being together as a family is what's important. Please don't worry about Wayne." I encouraged my family, vowing that we would continue to live together and support each other. That night, Alex fell asleep in my arms, still tightly holding on to me. Feeling his small body trembling, I renewed my resolve to protect him. The next day, we all tried to return to our daily routines, determined not to be subdued by Wayne's violence. The entire family vowed to support each other and move forward. I decided to find a new job and work for the sake of my family, believing that the bonds with my family would make us strong and help us overcome any difficulties. I vowed that Wayne's presence would no longer cast a shadow over our lives, and I was determined to live positively. One day, while I was spending time in the living room with my in-laws and Alex, Wayne's face suddenly appeared on the TV news. His arrest was being reported, and the problems behind it were made public. Wayne Johnson, arrested for domestic violence. Acts of violence against his wife and son come to light. The moment we saw the news, all of us were lost for words. My in-laws had tears in their eyes, and Alex looked at me with a puzzled expression. "Mom, why?" Alex's words made me feel as if my heart was being squeezed. "Alex, I'm sorry for making you go through such hard times. But from now on, we will be together, and I will protect you." My in-laws agreed with my words and encouraged Alex. However, with Wayne's actions becoming public, our lives changed significantly. Neighbors and friends talked about Wayne's case, and their looks toward us changed. I worried about Alex being bullied at school and constantly kept an eye on his feelings. A few days later, a letter from Wayne arrived. In the letter, he expressed his apologies and remorse. "Candace, I was truly wrong. I have done terrible things to you and Alex. Now, in prison, I am reflecting on my actions. I deeply regret hurting you both. If it's possible, I would like to start over." The moment I read Wayne's letter, I was engulfed in complex feelings. Although I took his apology sincerely, the wounds he had caused us were deep, and I could not easily forgive him. "Mom, what are we going to do?" Alex asked anxiously. "Alex, we can't live with Wayne anymore. But I think it's important for us to accept his apology and move on ourselves." I hugged Alex, trying to give him a sense of security. Later, I decided to write a response to Wayne's letter. I accepted his apology but conveyed that we could not start over. I vowed that we would continue to live positively. After finishing my reply to Wayne's letter, I discussed it with the entire family. My in-laws and Alex respected my decision, and we confirmed that we would continue to support each other. Thank you for your decision, Candace. Let's continue to work hard together, my father-in-law said, giving me strength. Thank you, Father. Let's continue to live together as a family. We all held hands as a family and vowed to move forward. While we could not erase Wayne's past actions, we believed our future was bright. As we continued our new life, we deepened our bonds as a family and developed the strength to overcome any difficulties. Wayne's presence no longer cast a shadow over our lives, and we were able to build a new future. We continued to support each other as a family, enjoying our daily lives and finding new happiness. Overcoming the past with Wayne made our bond stronger, and I felt that our ties as a family had deepened. After the issues with Wayne settled down, we adapted to our new lives. The wounds in our hearts were not fully healed, but our family bonds had grown stronger. During this time, Alex came to us with a significant proposal. One evening, as we were relaxing in the living room, Alex opened up with a slightly nervous expression. Mom, Grandpa, Grandma, I have something to talk about. What is it, Alex? Is there something troubling you? I asked gently. Alex took a deep breath before starting to speak. I've been thinking that I can't continue like this. I know everyone is worried because of what happened with Dad. But I want to become stronger. I felt a warmth in my chest as I waited for his next words, a mix of concern and anticipation. So, I want to transfer schools. I want to try hard again in a new environment. We were all surprised by Alex's proposal. My in-laws stared at him wide-eyed. Alex, are you sure this is what you want? Are you not pushing yourself too hard? I asked with concern. Alex nodded firmly. Yes, Mom. I want to toughen up and overcome what happened with Dad. Moved by his resolution, I felt tears welling up. Alex was not just seeking protection from us, he was trying to forge his own path. All right, Alex. I respect your feelings. Grandpa, Grandma, is that okay with you? I sought my in-laws' opinions. My father-in-law spoke up quietly. If Alex is sure, we'll support him. If starting anew in a different environment will help him grow, then that's the best path. Grace nodded with tears in her eyes. Yes, Alex. We believe in your resolve and will support you. No matter where you are, we're still a family. With Alex's proposal accepted, we began preparing for his transfer to a new school. As we searched for schools and proceeded with the arrangements, our bonds deepened further. Alex seemed excited about his new life in a new environment. His strong will and determination inspired me, and we all vowed to support him as a family. As the day of Alex's transfer approached, we visited his new school together. He met new friends and teachers and gradually became accustomed to the environment. Mom, I can definitely make a fresh start here. Thank you. I felt truly grateful hearing Alex's words. Being able to witness his growth was the greatest joy for me. With the start of his new school life, Alex went to school happily every day. Seeing his smile reassured us that our family's decision was the right one. Meanwhile, we adults also adapted to our new lives, supporting each other. Grace started attending cooking classes, and my father-in-law began participating in community volunteer activities. I returned to work and enjoyed life in our new environment. Our family bonds grew stronger, and we were able to overcome any challenges. We vowed to continue supporting each other and spending happy days together. After Alex's transfer was successfully completed, our family embraced our new lives. Inspired by his determination and courage, we each reevaluated our paths and took new steps forward. Later, Alex quickly adjusted to his new school life and seemed to be making more friends, happily sharing his experiences. Mom, today at school, I started a project with some friends. That sounds wonderful. What kind of project is it? We're planting flowers in the school garden. We all planned together and decided which flowers to plant. Listening to Alex, I felt happy that he was actively engaging in his new environment. His growth was my greatest motivation. On the other hand, my in-laws also adapted well to their new lifestyles, enjoying their days. Grace made new friends in her cooking class, and my father-in-law contributed to the community through his volunteer work. Candace, I learned a new recipe in cooking class today. Let's make it together soon. I look forward to it, Mother. Let's definitely cook together. Our family continued to support each other in our new lives. Overcoming past difficulties, we felt the joy of being together in the present. One day, Alex approached me with something important to share. Mom, I want to grow more. So, I'm thinking of joining a club. That's wonderful, Alex. What club do you want to join? I want to join the soccer club. I have many friends there, and I want to try hard together with them. I felt a wholehearted urge to support him. Alex was not just starting a new challenge. I committed to supporting him fully. Then, let's go watch a soccer practice together sometime soon. I'll be there to support you. Thanks, Mom. Seeing Alex's smile warmed my heart. Being able to watch his growth was the greatest happiness for me. As Alex joined the soccer club and began working toward new goals, our family bonds deepened further. His efforts inspired all of us, fostering hope for our new lives. Meanwhile, I was also putting extra effort into my job. I became accustomed to my new role at work, and my relationship with my colleagues was excellent. I was able to demonstrate my capabilities and achieve success in my tasks. Candace, thank you for today. Your support made our project a success. Hearing words of gratitude from my boss, I felt joy. Being useful both at work and at home was a great source of motivation for me. As we continued to enjoy our new lives, supporting each other, we watched over Alex's growth and cherished our time with my in-laws, feeling the happiness of everyday life. Overcoming the issues with Wayne made our family bonds even stronger. The difficulties of the past had made us stronger, giving us the power to move forward confidently. One day, we gathered in the living room to discuss the future. Let's keep pushing forward together, Alex said. We all nodded in agreement, believing that our family bonds would continue to support us and help us overcome any challenges. As our new life began, we cherished each moment. Our strong family bonds empowered us to keep hope for the future. One day, as our new life was getting on track, another letter arrived from Wayne. In it, he expressed deep regret and apologized once again. Candace, I truly made mistakes. I deeply regret the pain I caused you and our family. Now, in prison, I'm reflecting on my actions. If it's possible, I would like to start over. Reading his letter stirred complex emotions within me. I took his apology sincerely, but the wounds he had inflicted on us were deep. And forgiveness was not easy. To discuss this as a family, we gathered in the living room. My in-laws and Alex had read Wayne's letter as well. If Wayne is truly remorseful, maybe we should accept his feelings. But I think it would be difficult to start over. My father-in-law said quietly. Yes, we can forgive Wayne, but we cannot live together again. Grace agreed. Mom, I feel the same way. I can forgive Dad, but we can't live together again, Alex added. Hearing this, tears welled up in my eyes. I was grateful for his growth and understanding. And it was clear we all shared the same opinion. Yes, we can forgive him, but we cannot live together again. I took a deep breath and made up my mind about how to respond to Wayne. I decided to accept his apology, but also to convey that a restart together was not possible. That night, I wrote a letter back to Wayne. I accepted his apology, affirmed our decision to continue our new lives separately, and suggested he should do the same. Wayne, I accept your apology. However, we cannot live together again. We should both walk new paths. Please reflect on yourself and move forward. After finishing the letter, I shared its contents with my family. My in-laws and Alex respected my decision, and we all went to the post office together to send it. A few days later, another letter arrived from Wayne. He accepted our decision and vowed to walk a new path in life. Candace, I respect your decision. I am reflecting on my mistakes and vow to walk a new life. I am truly sorry. Reading this letter, I felt a sense of closure. The pain of the past would not disappear, but I was confident that we could move forward. Our new life began, and we cherished each moment. Our family supported each other and continued to hold hope for the future. One day, Alex came home from school and spoke to me excitedly. Mom, today we had soccer practice at school. That's wonderful, Alex. Keep enjoying your time with your friends. Seeing Alex's smile each time reassured me of his growth and gave me hope for the future. His strength and courage supported our family, giving us the power to walk our new paths in life. Even after that, our family continued to enjoy our new life, supporting each other. I cherished the time spent with my in-laws and watched over Alex's growth, feeling the joy of our daily lives. Months after our separation from Wayne, our family had fully adapted to our new life. My in-laws, Alex, and I each played our roles, enjoying every day. One day, I decided to plant flowers in the garden with Alex. His school project had inspired us to want to beautify our own garden. Mom, let's plant this flower here, Alex suggested with a smile. That's a great spot, Alex. It will surely bloom beautifully there. We planted the flowers together, looking forward to the garden filling with colorful blooms. Every time I saw Alex's smile, I felt his growth and it filled my heart. Our family gathered around the dinner table, spending time overflowing with smiles and happiness. One night, Alex came to my room. Mom, I wrote a letter, Alex said shyly. A letter? Who did you write it to? To you, Mom. There's something I want to tell you. Alex handed me the letter. I took it and began to read. Dear Mom, thank you for always supporting me. After everything that happened with Dad, I was really scared. But because you were always there for me, I've been able to become stronger. I'm enjoying my new school and new friends, all thanks to you. I'm also doing my best in the soccer club, and since everyone is cheering for me, I want to try even harder. Mom, please always stay with me. I love you so much. From Alex. As I finished reading Alex's letter, tears fell from my eyes. His words of love and gratitude warmly enveloped my heart. Alex, thank you. I love you too. Let's keep striving together. I hugged Alex, grateful for his growth and strength. His presence was a light and hope for me. One day, we decided to go on a family picnic. In a beautiful park, we spread out a homemade lunch and had a wonderful time. Alex enjoyed playing soccer with his new friends, and my in-laws watched with smiles. Mom, today is really fun. Yes, Alex. Being together as a family is the greatest happiness. We held hope for the future, knowing we had the strength to overcome any difficulties. Overcoming past pains, we celebrated the start of our new family life, taking steps forward. And we vowed to continue supporting each other as a family, spending happy days together.